We've been traveling around Portugal, from its coastal towns, famous tourist destinations like Porto, and historical cities like Évora. Portugal has definitely blown us away. It's been great to see so much of this beautiful country, and we're only halfway there. Follow along, the playlist is down below so you can continue the journey along the diverse towns of Portugal. We just finished a half-ass workout. Even if we've been walking a lot, we still had to work out a little bit because we've been eating so much. Because why not? I don't know when I'll be back in Portugal, so I must eat them all. We are driving to Coimbra now. It is over an hour drive away from Porto, but 2 hours from Lisbon. Coimbra is known for its university. It's a university town due to Coimbra University.
Sorry, very fast ambulance.
Which is the oldest in Portugal and one of the oldest in Europe. And then from there, it became a university or a student town. I wonder if we will feel old. It is a Saturday, so hopefully there won't be much students out and about. Or maybe there is. We'll find out. We are just now walking to find our tour guide. We booked. We booked
via Get Your Guide.
We booked a walking
it's
tour.
about 250 AUD.
We booked a walking tour at University of Coimbra via Get Your Guide, which we will link down below, and that was about 250 Australian dollars. I need to pee. Will I find a place to pee?
I highly doubt the tour guide would know any toilets.
I'm sure he would. Oh my god, he is always in the frame.
Follow me, and if you have any questions or even it kind of in your mind you think, oh, it's a bit silly,
You've got a process.
feel free to. The only thing could happen is it's so difficult or something I don't know what to answer. That's it. There's no silly questions. Feel free to just.
Will do. Thank you. That's our guide, Joao, who I have to say is an excellent tour guide. Very knowledgeable and adds in the right amount of humor too.
It's not a Portuguese or Spanish invention or a Christian one whatsoever. It's an Islamic invention, and they born in the Middle East and in the areas around the Peninsula Arabica also. So when we received this here was after the Moors invaded the peninsula. Why we don't replace it with a new one in these new factories? Because it's not original. And they try to preserve the artistic integrity. It's debatable, sure, but I think it's a good
random
way. The worst way would be leave it empty.
Empty, no, fair.
It's from the 18th century, 1737. The organ is slightly different. So one of the things is, you see how curvy and round and big it is. So one of the things is, he is ordered by the king Dom João, a very powerful king and rich king, and this king is probably one of the most extravagant Portuguese kings. He lived during the Baroque period, so this is like common and ordinary for him. Yes,
right.
Ordinary is the word that this is the as usual. Yeah.
We learned so much from our first stop alone. How deep Portugal's history is and their connection to other cultures from faraway lands like Asia and the Middle East.
This is the one they use in the crest image, the official image is like this.
Our next stop was one of the most interesting and shocking stops in this tour. Can you imagine getting jailed for being late?
Please be careful here, the step is a bit tricky.
Now, listen to what Joao has to say.
This is the academic jail itself, or the main cell. There were more cells, this would be a cell, but I think the question is in your mind is, it's probably, like I said, a bit caution, the steps sometimes. Here we have the jail, or we had until the 19th century, because the students and the university, they bought the old royal quarters. You are locked up between 1 month and 6 months with never getting out. And the clothes inside and you students is there, and they pile up.
gross. Oh, it's
You
the
live with
smell.
the filthiness, the disease, and you could eventually die depending on the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, torture you psychologically and then physically by all the ways.
I would so go to the academic jail. I was always late in high school, but I improved in uni or college for our American and Filipino viewers because 2 to 3 lates or something like that equals to an absence, and then 2 absences or so, you fail the class. Threat, I suppose, worked for me, so I probably wouldn't end up in this academic jail after all. In this library, we talked about the history of the university's offerings from purely religious offerings, expanding that to the sciences and law, which is very fitting in our library setting.
The marks of the Mason stoner. So back then, the creation of a stone would imply a mark. Why? Because the builder need to mark the stones in order to receive the full payment. Let's say I order 10,000 stones, but my constructor only mark 8,000. I only can testify that he delivered. This
That
is
is
the
a
area
nice view.
that I quite like it because the view here it's amazing.
amazing, it
We have
is.
this pedestrian bridge right here that connects the 2 green parks. You can see clearly in the other side it's a green park, but here it's also a green park, and you can walk through the bridge. And the one that I told you, the botanical garden, it's all
It's just
over there,
right there.
but the entrance is a bit there, so it's not that far.
Okay,
So it's
okay,
like
okay.
10 minutes maximum.
Yeah.
And because you don't know the place exactly, if you do, you'll be there in like 4.
University of Coimbra is one beautiful university. You saw the view just there, but this main square is something else. Nice.
So one of the things that I like is this one, well, or here, or the one in the middle. But right now, no, because they have that rubbish over there. But this one here,
It's a good view. It is.
beaten because they sick, or they actually thought that was a bit arrogant. What happens is, in the 20th century, during a very specific period, we had a dictatorship between 1931 and 1974. So during the period of dictatorship, the university expands. So all of the things that you saw outside, these modern buildings, giant monumental buildings, they are from the time of the dictatorship. And they are an expansion of the university. And in that expansion movement, they also create some statues like that one. And they intendedly put João III, the king that fixed the university here, facing in a stair contest with this one that stole the thunder and the spotlight of this grandfather. So,
And is that where the university is now or not?
very good. Yes. Very good.
We're about to enter the part of the university with beautiful portraits and artwork.
With a cloister and that kind of modern shoebox construction. It is the museum that I was talking about, the modern museum, or in this case not modern, sorry, National Museum, Machado Castro, and the mosaics of the Roman excavation are there. It is more like the Renaissance and Baroque art museum, but they have a bit of everything. Here, let's try to go to these middle ones. We have a better view. Yeah, maybe. Yes, this one. You can take a look to the right and left, so you don't have to walk all around, and you can see a bit of everything.
Are those the kings? Or?
Yes, on the walls you have the gallery of the portraits of all the royal kings of Portugal. Down there the tiles are the customary tiles of yellow and blue like we saw in the stairs, with a significant different pattern, but the same idea, flowers and geometrical features. So
Is that the queen? She's the only one that made it,
there
no?
are 2 other cases, but it's very rare, yes. So you see that painting over there is King Denis, the founding father of the university, and his wife, the Queen Isabel of Aragon. She was a very important queen here, and she was a patroness of the city, and we have a national holiday, well, sorry, not national, a local holiday in the city because of her. It's the 4th of July. I know in US.
That's
Eagles, we have owls like the owl over there. the symbol of wisdom. So it's a mix-up of everything. It's Baroque. It's a bit exuberant.
Does it get busier?
Until July, it's a chaos. August is the beach, summer holidays time. We have the name of the fellow, Moratavo, José Moratavo. And that one is not very easy to find it, but this one is. You see in the other side of the river is called the convent or monastery of Santa Clara de Old, because this is one that was kind of submerged by the water levels of the river, so it was flooded all the time, and eventually they construct a new one. In the balcony I can explain that better. We were just now watching the old cathedral, and here you can really understand how rock solid it is. So the strong whole idea is all about this, and it's very visible, the windows, the strongness, all of it. So imagine the city is under siege and they are attacking, and it's Moors, the Christian refugee inside. This is the old observatory of astronomy from the 18th century, and this was an amazing garden that we had that would be something, well, amazing.
Another perk of going with a guide is that you can access spaces that are typically not open to public. We are very grateful that we got to go to this terrace that wraps around the building and no one else was there. It could get a bit scary, but the views are rewarding.
Fox Museum, just kidding, the National Museum. You shouldn't say those things.
It's recorded as well.
It does look a bit strange.
It does.
It is, but to be fair, inside is effective, but outside is
This
horrible.
is ugly, yeah.
And I am from a place, when we take art history, sometimes we are a bit judgmental about those things, maybe too much. I should just relax a bit, but it's ugly and aesthetic, well,
Yes.
Yeah.
a bit out of place, but well, it's efficient. Like those representing cities and realities, those are very specific to the center of the faculty of law. It's here since 1544, so almost reaching the hand. What is that? The 500 mark.
Wow, okay.
So they want to maintain it here. Well, let's say not by force, but by all means necessary. The problem is they cannot fit many students.
This is hilarious. They have these eggs printed on the wall because obviously it is cheaper, but they have a few of them that are actually real. It's funny.
This one and the top one.
That's hilarious. Fake it till you make it. You make it. That's hilarious. Another fun fact that they have is when they graduate or when they finish university, they cut a part of their graduation gown and tie it up on that gate, which then leaves a legacy, and it just becomes a tradition that they do at the University of Coimbra. That was done. We are now heading to the botanical gardens to check it out. He highly recommends that we check it out as well. Wade, I trust that you remember the instructions on how to get
I
there.
remember as far as go to the statue and turn
Right, same.
and look for
same.
an aqueduct.
Okay, we shall see. It is indeed beautiful. Just admire that for a second. We hope you've been enjoying our Portugal series. We are off to Sintra next. That place, it's like fairy tale. I am so excited to see it. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything else. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch the rest of our Portugal series here. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao!